Hello everyone, and welcome to another Company Heroes 2 replay cast. My name is ATR, and today we're gonna have ourselves a 1v1 in Crossing in the Woods. Our heroes today are going to be Mr. Yoko playing as the OKW forces in the red. And his opponent in the blue is going to be none other than VindicareX, playing as the Soviet faction in the aforementioned blue. So while the game gets underway, I have, I guess, a bit of an announcement. Not really, just letting you guys know that I am going to be giving away multiple keys for the trial, or free trial of the British faction that should be held on the 30th of August to the 2nd. I believe that is the time frame. Yeah, it's from the 30th to the 2nd of September, of course. In which case, you can try, for that limited amount of time, the British forces if you have not, purchased them. Now, the way that I'm going to do this, or I hope to do this, is I'm going to put 5 keys in each of these week's games. I'm going to put them around down here, probably on top of the player names and such, while I edit it in. Hopefully it's actually noticeable and not too obstructive. But I'm going to do it basically on every 5-minute mark, so you actually have to watch the videos. Ha 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 ha. No, just kidding. But yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and space them out. And yeah, if I'm not mistaken, with the amount of keys I have, yeah, I'm going to be doing 5 keys per game. So yeah, on every 5-minute mark, up to the 25th minute mark, you should be checking out for a key, which, like I said, is a 3-day, basically, free trial for the British forces, so that you can try them out and see if you are interested in purchasing the faction. So there you go. So anyways, shit going off in the game. Big engagement over here on the right-hand side as we have Vindicare with his Soviet scout car getting right on top of those Volksgrenadiers. The Cool Wagon is on point, doing a lot of damage here. Main gun having gone down for the scout car. The scout car is apparently still able to return fire, though. I guess maybe the guy in the back's main gun is the one that died? Interesting. Got the crit, but it was still able to do that. VindicareX managing to back off and keep his scout car alive, just barely. So, obviously, we saw VindicareX going for Tier 1, as we see the scout car there. He also got a penal battalion, 2 combat engineers, and only 1 conscript. But it's nice to at least have a conscript. We also saw Yoko going to the center and laying down some barbed wire all across the bridge. That does not... Actually, no, it does. Yeah. Okay, never mind. Maybe you could get through there? Nah, it seems unlikely. But yeah, basically cutting off the center approach, forcing VindicareX to go to either side. Or, of course, get himself a little bit of a bigger vehicle and crush through those. Volksgrenadiers laying down some sandbags while they capture territory and such. We have the battle group headquarters going down for Yoko in the center of the map. Considering its positioning, he may actually go for the retreat point on it, but probably not. It's probably just a bit of a forward space. So anyways, scout car, once again over here on the right-hand side, going to be chasing down that Kubel wagon. The Kubel wagon being maneuvered right now by Yoko, trying to bait VindicareX into the mines. The mine not getting hit there. The scout car managing to dodge that, and Yoko is going to be baiting it completely. There goes the bait. Oh, but the Kubel wagon gets abandoned. That is a very interesting turn of events. Penal battalion pushing forward. Volksgrenadier squad going to go try for the kill or steal. Is VindicareX going to be sacrificing a little bit of manpower? It looks like he may actually be doing that. Nope. Penal battalion going to be waiting there. Looks like he's not going to fall for that. He's going to either try to repair it first or destroy it himself. Oh, well, it looks like Yoko's not going to give him a chance. He decides to manually target the scout car, well, Kubel wagon, and down it goes. So both players losing their vehicles to that mine. Nice little hit there for Yoko. Could have been really nice there for Vindicare, but yeah, very nice level-headed. Very nice, cool level-headedness, right? So in case I forget, I'm going to go ahead and just type this in a couple times into the chat here, if you can actually see it. There you go. There you go. That's the first key. Whoever wants to get it, go ahead and get it. First come, first serve. Yoko, for his part, went for 3 Volksgrenadiers, and of course the Kubel has everything right now over on the far left-hand side. Conscript squad forced to evacuate that house and pack its bags. Rakete Warfare is getting built for Yoko, just to make sure he has some type of defense, I guess. Battle Group Headquarters has gone down, but nothing coming out of it just yet. Of course, we could see the, well, nothing really. Infantry support gun, maybe? Well, we'll see if he actually built anything or he just wanted the heals. Usually that's not a bad idea anyways, just going for the heals. It helps quite a bit. So Yoko right now pushing hard on the left-hand side, going to be rebuilding and setting down some sandbags all over the place. Guys on the back over here kind of slacking off as they didn't build anything, but guys in the center are pulling their weight. And a bit of a lull. Vindicare laying down a fuel cache right in the center point. Makes it good to not get cut off from the left-hand side, and of course gives you those nice extra resources. Any additional tech so far? Yes, tier 2 going down for Vindicare. Interesting choice. Vindicare has gone for his Doctrine, and that is the armored assault tactics. So, well, I mean, considering the Doctrine, I don't think he's going to be waiting for just the call-in, because remember, you can't call in the T-35 anymore. T-34-85, I mean. You can build it from tier 4, but, you know. Rocket and Warfare getting a nicely placed shot there on the scout car. Scout car makes it out of there alive, though, so nice little win there for Vindicare. We do have Shreks now equipped on the Bulk Grenadiers, which is good for the conscript squad, as it makes it, you know, take less damage overall. Shreks are flying at the fuel cache, which will cost Vindicare some manpower there. So, didn't actually work out that well. Conscripts trying as quickly as they can to take down the Bulk Grenadier squad. Unable to do so, Bulk Grenadier is going to be retreating. Rocket and Warfare as well, so a little bit of a strike mission there. Manages to score Yoko a bit of a manpower damage there for Vindicare. Nice satchel charge going off. Oh, getting a good hit there on the Rocket and Warfare. Rocket and Warfare going down, and it gets decrewed. Sorry about that. Let me put that phone on mute. And is he going to go for the steal? He does go for the steal. It is a very rickety Rocket and Warfare, as it's very low in health. The weapon itself, can't select it right now, but if you saw before it got taken, it was down to about like 10% health maybe. Ooh, demo charge laid down over here on the right-hand side. Nice sneaky plays there for Vindicare. And on the right-hand side, we have anything else? We do have mines. Could potentially hit something. More sandbags getting laid down here for Mr. Yoko, securing his center position a little bit more effectively. Maxi machine gun coming out, so VindicareX is utilizing his tier 2. Scout car is still damaged, needs some healing, and it's gonna get it now. And the Rocket and Warfare hasn't actually gotten repaired. Vindicare playing a little fast and loose there with his Rocket and Warfare. Very, very low health. You can see it right there. Look, it's like if it takes a bad hit, the entire squad is gonna die. So it's one of the points where I was saying that it wasn't necessary to remove the fact that, you know, weapons could get killed, because it's your responsibility to keep them alive. Maybe just change the way a couple weapons work against them, but whatever. Anyways, so Bulk Grenadiers over on the right-hand side, laying down some sandbags as they captured the munitions. Penal Battalion moving right on top of them. Interestingly enough, Vindicare is putting up a fight and actually doing quite well with only a conscript squad and a penal battalion. That's all he has on the field right now as far as it goes for combat infantry. Does of course have the scout car, which helps out a lot. Combat engineer with flamethrower, you know, combined with that. And now of course the maxi machine guns. So, you know, he's putting up quite a bit, but I mean, he had only those for a while. Combat engineers inside the scout car do not have a Shrek. Not Shrek, sorry. Shrek nails the scout car and it goes down. I was going to say they do not have a flamethrower, which causes the scout car to not do nearly as much damage as it wanted to against those storm piles. Shrek does fly in its direction, though, eliminating the scout car, so Vindicare has lost, once again, a scout car onto the field. We shall see if he decides to continue to press on with more scout cars, or if that's as much as he was willing to invest. Second maxi machine gun getting built for Vindicare. The penal battalion trying to hold the line against 3 Volks Grenadier squads. They apparently were trying to rush for the house. Oh, was that a single Shrek eliminating the entire squad? Wow, that was impressive. Even though we saw that, I actually kind of want to get a different angle from that and see if I can catch it. Where's the 10-minute mark? Yeah, there we go. Oh, speaking of the 10-minute mark, let's go ahead and get ourselves another key. In the meantime, we see the Maxim machine gun laying down some fire here into the Volksgrenadiers on the right-hand side, and the Storm Piles on the far right-hand side, forcing them to retreat. Let's get this over here and cancel that, and there we go. This would be the second key. There you go. If you can catch that on the video, it should be down there anyways, but whatever. Okay, so yeah, wow, that was pretty cool. Anyways, so Vindicare seems to be teching up now. Going to be going for tier 3. Kind of needs that now at this point, considering his losses. Already lost 2 scout cars and the penal battalion. Racket and Warfare being utilized for something, as it doesn't currently have any vehicle to shoot at. Manages to break a hole through the wire in the center of the map. Racket and Warfare repositioning itself to some heavy cover here, so that it can at least take some punishment rather than be instantly killed. But we do see Yoko going for the Juer Panzer Headquarters. Panzer Headquarters now up and active. We do see, of course, the retreat path there for Mr. Yoko. A little bit far back. I mean, it's not that much of a, jog from the base, so didn't exactly need it at that point, but I guess it's fine. Personally, I would only consider that investment if, you were in a different position, right? Not just a little bit outside your base. So Racket and Warfare in the center, trying to go for the point, manages to decap that victory point, but the enemy Racket and Warfare scares it and forces it away. It is a very rickety Racket and Warfare, so it needs, of course, to be careful. Maxim machine gun catching the infantry on the left-hand side across the river. We do have the half-track on the field right now for Vindicare, which is going to get upgraded with the anti-air package, which, of course, serves as a awesome infantry killing machine. And it is now online. No enemies in this side. We see Storm Piles trying to go for some mines. They did manage to spot them, but they did not manage to clear them, so they could actually still come into effect. Machine gun, or anti-air gun fire going off. Volksgrenadiers back here getting upgraded with a Shrek, as the front Volksgrenadier squad gets gunned down and kind of chased here. Is there any mines here in the way? Well, does not look like that's actually going to be an issue, but Racket and Warfare is being moved up to engage. Volksgrenadier squad on the left-hand side. Going to be popping its Shrek. No, it decides to retreat. And the half-track is still on the field. Racket and Warfare moved up a little bit and moves back. An artillery barrage around here would be magnificent, but there's nothing on the field right now for Vindicare to do that, and of course he doesn't have access to much else. Could throw the Sturmovik attacks, but I mean, he doesn't have enough command points or anything for that, so even if he did, he doesn't have the munitions, so there you go. Machine gun ready. Maxing on the right-hand side, just capturing some points. Victory points are 469 to 409, so 60-point lead there for Vindicare, but really not much of a difference, or, sorry, not for Vindicare, for Yoko. Vindicare currently having the points, but, not that big of an issue right now at this point of the game, so it's anybody's game when it comes to victory points just yet. Storm Piles and Volksgrenadiers pushing on a combat engineer squad, even the infantry support gun throwing its 2 explosive cents in there. Forcing the retreat, of course they will, and a Maxim machine gun behind the lines going to be setting up to try and stop. Does not manage to catch the Storm Piles in the angle, but the half-track is moving up. Half-track going to be getting some shots there on the Volksgrenadiers. Volksgrenadiers getting suppressed as the half-track continues to move. Racket and Warfare nailing it across the river, but it is still there, still alive. Maxim machine gun trying to turn itself to face the Volksgrenadiers. Volksgrenadiers going to be closing the distance. Do not manage to actually get a shot off, and they are forced to retreat. So the Maxim machine gun is out of there. Center map, Racket and Warfare trying to hold. Conscripts pushing forward as Volksgrenadiers go for the cap of the victory point. Far left-hand side, a Maxim machine gun does capture that strategic point. As on the right-hand side, we see it's currently falling for Vindicare as Yoko pushes forward. Center map, the Schwerpanzer headquarters getting some shots at the combat engineers. Infantry support gun getting a shot off and destroying the sandbags that the Volksgrenadiers so lovingly placed. But do we see anything coming online? Well, we don't just yet. What is Yoko's play here? Is he gonna be waiting for the Panzer IV, I guess, considering the fuel? Maybe. Conscripts Trying to capture that center point. We do have 2 infantry support guns on the field there for Yoko, and these guys are pretty clumped up, so they could actually go down very quickly. However, they managed to dodge that quite easily. That's after they capture the point, and I forced away. Combat engineers popping into the house over here on the left-hand side. This house does not really provide them that much of a vantage point to fight from. They don't have shots. Well, actually, those guys do. Looks like they might have shots on the guys on the very edge. But there's only one window in that direction, so it makes it less likely to work. Half truck on the right-hand side needs a little bit of repairs. And we see Yoko going for Oversoldaten. Interesting. I mean, he doesn't have the fuel for the Panzer forces yet, and doesn't need that much manpower. No, he does. Never mind. So he cancels. He's going to reinforce, I guess. And then just go for the tank as soon as he gets it. What's the play? Yep, okay. So Yoko going to be going for a Panzer IV. Tech-wise, we do see Vindicare already gone for Tier 4. So I can only assume he's going to be waiting for the T-3485. I mean, he can build it right now. Not exactly sure what he's waiting for. He's a long ways away from the IS-2 command point, at least. So he already has that. So what is the play? What is going on? Can't read these guys. Right hand side, bit of an engagement as Maxim Machine Gun pushes up. The half track trying as much as it can to provide some support, but we do have all the Volksgrenadiers now equipped with Shreks, which makes it a little bit more difficult to fight these infantry. Still, like I said, the conscripts are going to have an easier time against them since, you know, they don't really have to take that many shots anymore. Still, though, as their penal battalion friends may have noticed, it's kind of painful. Right hand side, Maxim Machine Gun has gone. It's pinned down. It's pinned down because of the infantry support guns, which kind of make it difficult there. And the Panzer IV gets right on top of the Maxim Machine Gun, trying to crush a couple of its members, but it manages to hit retreat. Can it make it out of there? Yeah. Oh, maybe not. Picks up the gun. Runs. Volksgrenadiers get some shot off. And the infantry support gun trying to finish it off, but it does make it out of there. So now we see VindicareX reacting and building himself a T-3485. Yep, T-3485 coming onto the field now. Volksgrenadiers. Shrek's going to be flying at the half-track. Gets itself pinned down, however, so the half-track is pretty much unscathed right now. Oh, nasty shot there by... What was that? Was that a Shrek? I think that was Shrek. T-3485 going to be pushing straight through the center, getting some more shots there on the storm piles. The storm piles probably going to be fine as there's a lot of things in between that can get hit. Shots flying, get the sandbags destroyed as the Volksgrenadiers are retreating. And on the right-hand side, we see a Volksgrenadier squad engaging against the AT gun. They got built for Vindicare. Double AT gun. No, sorry. One AT gun. The other one is the Rocket Warfare. I don't think the Rocket Warfare has been repaired, has it? Oh, it did get repaired. Okay, so yeah. Vindicare being a little bit responsible there, and he get some repairs going on it. Not fully repaired, but, you know, at least it's not falling apart. Maxim Machine Gun over here on the right-hand side, taking some heavy shots there to the Panzer IV. The Panzer IV going to be taking it out. Conscripts are in position to retake the gun and just keep it, so, you know, not that big of a loss. Does lose whatever experience and veterancy it may have acquired, but it's going to be okay. More Maxim Machine Guns pushing forward. Combat Engineers going to get right on top of the Volksgrenadiers with their flamethrower and push them away. Even some fire from the half-track goes down. T-34 in the center, getting some shots on the Oversoldaten. The Oversoldaten going to be upgraded with their LMG. The AT gun pushes forward. It seems to be wanting to push the Panzer IV away. Getting shot on the side from the infantry support guns. Not going to help them out that much, and a Volksgrenadier squad did go down, so it looks like these guys just stood there and took it. Oh, nasty shot from the infantry support guns. Gets a shot. Oh, a second shot flies, and the Maxim Machine Gun actually goes down. The weapon itself getting destroyed. AT guns getting some good shots there. No, not even a good shot. Okay. Rocket Warfare nailing the half-track. Panzer IV pushing up. Shots fly from Vindicare's AT gun. Now nailing the Panzer IV and the center map. We see T-34-85 trying to hold against the Obersoldaten. The Obersoldaten getting shot at, getting some of their men killed, and now forced to back off. Maxim machine gun pushes forward as the AT gun pushes up again as well. Gonna be stopping that Panzer IV. No, the Panzer IV moves up. The AT gun can actually set up to shoot at it. It's set up to shoot at it right now. Takes a nice shot to the side, and the Panzer IV probably gonna be getting the hell out of there now. T-34 now in hot pursuit. We have a mine around here, but that is a shoe mine. Doesn't really do too much to tanks. Raketen Warfers are in station there, just waiting, so the T-34 could be running into a trap. Gets a nice shot off on the Panzer IV. Could potentially take it out there. Wow, nice shot there from the AT gun behind. Gets a hit on the Panzer IV, and down goes the Panzer IV for Yoko. Shots flying from the Shreks on the side there of the T-34-85. Vindicare needs to keep this guy alive if he wants to, you know, swing the game, the momentum in his direction. And it looks like he does. Conscripts retreating. Maxim machine gun still alive over here on the left-hand side, forcing units to retreat. And we see big pushes here from Yoko with his Raketen Warfers to try and take out the T-34-85. T-34-85 getting the hell out of there, and the Raketen Warfers unable to finish the job. Yoko hasn't selected a Doctrine, which is interesting. Still, though, not that big a deal, I guess. He's doing okay. And the supply half-track is back at base, not doing anything. Again, one thing that I don't see a lot of players do, and, you know, I have seen players do it, and there really doesn't seem to be a reason not to do it. For example, if you're not going to be building something just yet with that, is just sending it out to scout. Like, just send it all the way to the enemy base and see what it spots. It's going to die regardless, but, you know, it could gain you some valuable intel. And you're going to get a free one in 180 seconds. If you don't plan on doing anything in the next couple of minutes, you know, by the time you maybe want to do something with it, you'll probably already have one. So strafing run goes down on the right-hand side as the half-track pushes up and gets some shots on the infantry. Exposes itself a little bit too much here, maybe actually be going down. The Raketen Warfers managing to take out the half-track as the T-34-85 pushes up, trying to potentially scare them off and maybe get a kill, but it does not manage to do so. Raketen Warfer does score a hit, Shreks as well, bringing the T-34-85 to about 60% health. Does have repairs going on it, so it should be okay. But the half-track has gone down for Vindicare, which is a nice little break there for Yoko. AT gun backing off. Volksgrenadiers holding the line. Victory points are 406 to 374. So again, anybody's game at this point. And we do see Vindicare calling in his heavy IS-2 tank, which I think is exactly what he was waiting for, to be able to topple over. So there it goes, pushes forward, gets shot off there on the Volksgrenadiers. The Volksgrenadiers are going to be forced to retreat as it tries to go for the crush. We do have two Raketen Warfers set up to stop the IS-2. The IS-2 pushing very boldly, very heavily up front. Does get right on top of the Raketen Warfers, but the Raketen Warfers are doing substantial amounts of damage to the IS-2. IS-2 unable to really do too much here. The T-34-85 coming up on the flank, going to be trying to help out in clearing the Raketen Warfers. Raketen Warfers have done about half damage to the T-34-85. T-34-85 right on top of these Raketen Warfers. Forces the retreat of one. Second one just repositions itself, and the Obersoldaten are right next to the T-34. Backs off a little bit. Combat engineers on top of the Raketen Warfer as storm pilots move in to try and help. Combat engineers forced to retreat. Shreks flying and misses completely on the T-34-85. And shots flying from the infantry support guns trying to do as much as they can. Combat engineer squad going to be going down here as it tries to retreat. Can it make it out of there? Don't think it can. Storm pilot doing a lot of damage, but ooh, it actually makes it out. Very lucky there. Veterans C3 squad stays alive. T-34-85 now going to be backing off as the Raketen Warfer slowly creeps up on it. The IS-2 has taken quite a bit of damage and now needs repair from both combat engineer squads at the same time. The other squad is there, needs some healing or, well, you know, reinforcing. And we do... Yeah, we do have medics. Yeah, they're there. I was like, where are they? Maxim machine gun pushing up on the right-hand side, making sure that the infantry should get the hell out of the way. And Yoko gonna be building himself a third Raketen Warfer. Wow, that's very aggressive. Raketen Warfer for Vindicare did go down. Probably this one. With I'll mark that. somewhere before the 25-minute mark. What the hell? I can't do the number 5 for some reason. Just trying to write it down upside down. Conscripts pushing up through the center. T-3485 is back in action. Oh, there's the Rocket Warfare. Well, we'll just spot to see how it died, but still there, still alive, so could potentially be taken back. Shot flying into the ass of the T-3485, forcing it to back off a little bit. Does get itself in a little bit of cover there, although it doesn't actually apply to him. And shots flying from the infantry support gun, trying to do damage to it, maybe, or probably more likely the gun. Thermobic attack right on top of all the infantry, gets a nice strafing going right on top of that Rocket Warfare and the Obersoldaten, forcing them to retreat. Another Rocket Warfare getting shots on the T-3485. Shots flying, forcing the Maxim machine gun away, and the T-3485 is forced to back off. So Yoko doing superbly here with all that anti-tank. The difference here is, from we saw last time, like with Fortune and such, is that these Rocket Warfares aren't going up against ridiculous amount of tanks. They're only going up against 2. And most of the time it's just 1 at a time, so they're actually able to survive quite a bit. Rocket Warfare's trying to do as best they can, but the IS-2's heavy armor proving to be too much to them right now. Not managing to get too many penetrations on it. A couple good hits here and there. They'll do bring the IS-2 down to half health. And a nicely placed shot there eliminates a Volks Grenadier squad completely with Shrek and all, so that has to feel good there for VindicareX and takes out the threat. The Sturmovik is still around, I think. Does it loiter? No, I don't think it is. This is just a strafe, right? Anyways, and the Volks Grenadiers and Storm Pioneers are going to push on the right-hand side as a Maxim machine gun trying to stop the infantry. Storm Pioneers right on top of them, going to force away the Maxim machine gun crew, although with a shot there from the T-3485, manages to force away the squad. Shots flying from the Rocket Warfare, gets some good damage in there on the T-3485, needs to move out of the way, and the Maxim machine gun is forced eventually to retreat. Yoko goes for the Elite Armor Doctrine and calls in a Storm Tiger. That's actually surprising, not because it's a bad thing or anything. I'm surprising for me because, like, up to like a couple games ago, we had never seen the Storm Tiger in action, at least not in the replay of me, and now we're seeing it so often, which is actually kind of nice. It's good. Breathes that fresh air into the game, right? Now T-3485 getting built for Vindicare. The Storm Tiger is on station. Going to be moving up and taking a shot at that Maxim machine gun. Boom! Oh, down to 1 man, though. Stays alive. Can it make it out of there? Obersoldaten probably going to making sure that that doesn't happen. Going to get some shots off at a distance. Shrek flies. Can it make it out? Ooh, it does make it out. So the Storm Tiger reveals itself, does not get a full squad wipe, which is unfortunate, but it does cut off the sound for the game a little bit, so there you go. T-3485 getting repaired on the right-hand side. The IS-2 is back at base, needs a little bit of repairs. Repairing itself? What the hell is going on with that health? Yeah, it looks like it is. I guess he spent the munitions instead. Anyways, usually you see like the repair icon though, right? That's why I was kind of surprised. Oh, Rocket Warfare's getting some good shots there on the T-3485. Can it make it out of there? Shot flies, gets another hit. Can he get it out? Yeah, it looks like he did. IS-2 pushing up. We do see a booby trap having gone down there on that victory point. The Maxim machine gun is going to be pushing forward. Is that actually going to be the death of the Maxim machine gun? Potentially. If they clump up too much, which units in Company Heroes 2 tend to do a lot. Ooh, nasty shot there on the Rocket Warfare, bringing it down to 2 men, but it does cloak, keeping it alive. Storm Tiger moving up. It is set up for another shot. Can it actually nail and kill the IS-2? I don't think it can. It's actually going to go for the Maxim machine gun instead. Shot flies. Boom! Down goes the Maxim machine gun, and everything is silent for a moment. T-3485 moving up on the Schwerpanzer headquarters over here on the left-hand side. Shrek gonna fly, gets... Oh, it's not gonna hit. Back at the Warfare also trying to get a hit. AT gun moves up. It looks like Vindicare was trying to eliminate the Schwerpanzer headquarters, but the AT gun does go down, which is unfortunate there. For the Vindicare is gonna try and take out the weapon. No, it looks like he's taking shots at the enemy infantry. Sturmovik going for a strafing run. Shrek's flying at the AT gun, everything taking at the AT gun, so it looks like it's going to be quite fine. Right hand side, the IS-2 moving up, getting shot by the Rocket Warfare, but managing to inflict some damage as the infantry support gun does go down. And the T-34 and such, well, the AT gun does go down, is essentially what I'm trying to say. Racketeer Warfare is not there anymore, so it looks like at some point Yoko stole it. Or took it back, I should say. I'll see if I could catch that when it happened. So it happened between 25 and 30, because that's the last time we saw it. Anyways, T-3045 moving over to the far right-hand side, utilizing its ability to cap, to actually cap that that point. It's not the victory point, but, you know, at least it can cap. Combat Engineer Squad are going to be moving forward. It's going to get themselves killed, I'm pretty sure. Nope, only lose one man. Not that bad. Takes a lot of damage there, but it's fine. Storm Tiger, back in action, or now fully recharged. Has another rocket to shoot up somebody's ass. Maxim machine gun trying to stop the capping in the center as the Volksgrenadiers try to lay down some sandbags. T-3045 getting some good shots off on it. The IS-2 over on the right-hand side going to be pushing forward, getting shots off on the Storm Pioneers. The, where is it? The Storm Tiger moves itself into the center. The IS-2 backing off as a Racketeer Warfare in front of it is just getting some good shots off on it, getting some penetration. Going to return fire, getting some hits in there, but the Storm Tiger is now set up. Takes a shot. Is this actually to kill? Ooh, well, whatever it was, that was a magnificent shot. Ends up immobilizing the IS-2, destroying the engine, and taking out a whole conscript squad. That is bad news here for Vindicare. Does have a lot of fuel, so he could field another IS-2, you know, relatively quickly, you know, all things considered, but wow, that was a hard hit there. At least he has the T-3045s. Well, never mind, one T-3045 goes down. Racketeer Warfare does go down here, but there's so many things, so many anti-tank weapons here that Vindicare's vehicles are just not able to keep up. I mean, there's obviously still a threat and they're still powerful, but I mean, Yoko just basically went all out in the anti-vehicles, so more anti-infantry would actually kind of be powerful. But anyways, Racketeer Warfare there trying to get stolen there by the Combat Engineer Squad, only ends up getting the entirety of the men there killed. One man trying to retreat even dies on the retreat, granted more experience there to the troops. And the remaining T-3045 is going to get shot in the ass. Oh, gets a shot in the ass, backs off, but stays there. And I completely missed putting the other keys, right, Val? Don't worry about it. The keys, like I said, they should appear down here, as I will be able to edit them and put them in every 5 minutes. So don't worry about it. I'll do it post-game. I just got a little bit too into this game with the Storm Tiger. Shot flies, nails the Maxim machine gun, and geez, that tank is just destroying everything now. 16 kills to its name, 16 infantry only. I mean, it didn't get the kill on the IS-2, but I think it's easy to say that it was a considerable factor in the death of the IS-2, considering that it destroyed its engine.
Machine gun ready.
And now the machine gun is ready as silence overtakes the battlefield. Vindicare, having lost pretty much everything, still has a T-3045, so I mean, that's kind of cool. Combat Engineers doing as much as they can to repair. We see more fuel caches going down for VindicareX as he's going to be trying to field an IS-2 once again as quickly as he can. But Jesus Christ, just look at that. He has 1, 2, 3, 4 Racketeer Warfares currently on the field. And Vindicare is just continuing to try and go for the infantry. I mean, not the infantry, the vehicles. But the problem is, well, that's Storm Tiger. The Storm Tiger is going to take care of any amount of infantry if it's only infantry. So, yeah, Vindicare is in a very tough spot here. Victory points 337 to 331. I mean, pretty goddamn even there. But like I said, probably not even going to be a factor in this engagement. Storm Tiger moves up. Another shot flies. Boom! There goes the Maxim machine gun. Glitches out at 0, and down goes the entire squad. Yeah, I mean, Vindicare doesn't have anything else he can do. He's just losing all the infantry, so that's the problem. Like, Yoko just did perfectly. Lot there. What? Lost a lot there, I guess is what he's trying to say. Yeah, I mean, yeah, he lost a lot. So the IS-2 does come back onto the field for Vindicare, but he has to go up against, that's one Shrek. Yeah, I don't think the other squad has a Shrek. It has a flamethrower that it picked up, but I don't think it's fielding a Shrek, is it? Yeah, no. So, one Shrek on a Volksgrenadier squad and 4 Racketeer Warfares in total. So that is a lot for a single IS-2 to deal with. Like, basically, he would need a lot more tanks. Maybe it would have been better for him to field a lot of T-34-76s, rather. You know, just overwhelmed with numbers in the situation. But, I mean, that's, you know, that's implying that he would have done that from the start, considering that Yoko went for this amount of anti-tank because, you know, he had to, and then he just had the perfect anti-infantry counter here in the Storm Tiger. So Storm Tiger back in action. Gonna be getting another shot off on the IS-2. Will the IS-2 get out of the way? Yes, it does. And whoa, Yoko actually cancels that and keeps his round in the chamber. Very nice. IS-2 getting assaulted on the side by Shreks and the Rakuten Warfare. It's actually going to be fine, although now it does take a nasty hit there. Volksgrenadier Veteran C5 should be kind of difficult to hit. And the T-34-85 going on the hunt for some stuff. Trying to go for some maybe base race scenario, but that's not really going to work out. It is not the KV-8. So T-34-85 now backing off over on the far left-hand side as it moves back out of the way. But, I mean, what can Vindicare do with just 2 combat engineers and 2 tanks? I mean, tanks are going to do, I guess, okay, considering they can repair relatively quickly. But, yeah, I mean, Yoko just has so many things. 95 pop cap army versus 48. Yeah. That's pretty much game. We'll see here what the ending condition is, I suppose, for Vindicare, but yeah. Rakuten Warfare creeping up, actually taking some hits there on the, well, getting some hits on the fuel cache that Vindicare just built. Most thermovic attacks going down. The Storm Tiger moving up once again, trying to get itself a kill on an IS-2. Shot flies. Boom! Gets a hit. Damaged engine. It also gets the crit on the, what is it? Wait, no, that's damage. Oh, whatever it is. Doesn't actually matter, as that was an amazing ending shot there. That's actually an amazing ending shot. There you go. That signifies the rest of the game. So anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed the game. If you have any positive or negative remarks, go ahead and leave them in the comment section below. If you have any replays you want to send me, go ahead and send them to the email that I will put in the description. Keep an eye out. Like I said, the next couple replays, I will also be giving away more keys. 5 keys per replay this week. And yeah. So, otherwise, I hope you guys have a great day. Thank you so much for watching. And I'll see you next time.